back to my channel. I know it's been like a while since I filmed, probably like a good, maybe like 3 weeks or so. But I wanted to do something different today, so I was so happy when people were saying that they wanted me to do a Q&A or whatever. But I'm just letting you know, a bitch has no friends, and I've said that before, and I mean that shit because I've tried to make a Q&A before, and nobody sent me questions. Same thing happened today, but people voted for Q&A. So I was like, all right, new approach. I'm just going to DM y'all and say, hey, ask me a question, because the bitch ain't got no friends. Because nobody, like, you know, just voted and then sent me a question. It was like they voted, but nobody sent me shit. So I was like, I'm going to just make y'all ask me some fucking questions. So I got a good amount of questions. I was very surprised because, like I said, I don't have no friends. But speaking of that, actually, it was funny though. One of my best friends was the first person to ask me a question. So shout out to you, Gabby. Thank you. But aside from her and like my other couple best friends, I don't got no friends. So anyway, let's get right into it. Let's get into these questions. So I'm gonna start with Alex. He said, if you could collab with any YouTuber, who would it be and why? Oh, that's a good question because there's so many YouTubers. Okay, so I watch, there's a couple called Slice and Rice. I love them. It's a black guy and a Korean girl, and they just recently got married, and I think they've been together maybe like 5-6 years. They met in college. I don't know why, but I think they're so creative with their videos. Like, I love how she'll have a video like, oh, my black husband tries Korean food for the first time or tries to cook it, and vice versa. Or he'll be like, how black is my Korean like wife, and they'll do stuff like that. I don't know, but I just like them. I think they're funny, and I'm subscribed to their channel, so I would say them. And they're not that far away, I don't think, from Philly. They live in Maryland, I believe, so I would say them. I like them a lot. I watch their channel all the time, so yeah, probably Slice and Rice. I would definitely say that. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this person's name. I went to I went to school with him, but like we never really had like a conversation where like we introduce each other. So I never heard this man's name. I don't know if it's Quadri. I'ma say is that. That's what it looked like. Anyway, what have you been doing since you left Cal? Nothing. No, I'm just kidding. Well, for right now, I work in a catering company. I've been working there since I think, yeah, September 3rd actually, and just making videos. I'm trying to figure out what I want to go to school for, because I do want to go back to school. I've definitely decided that there's a lot of things I don't know yet about my future, but one of the things that I've decided so far is I do want to go back to school. I don't know what it's going to be for. Probably something within like production, film production, like that area. Don't know what school yet, but I definitely know I want to go back to school. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. I haven't really been up to anything. I really just wanted to get a job and then focus on school afterwards. Just take a break from school, get a job, save up, and then go back to school and then figure out what else I want to do. But yeah, that's basically what I've been up to. So I think, I don't know if that's your name, Quadri. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm really sorry. You know who you are. This is from a guy I went to high school with, Naj. He said, what's your dream place to travel and why? Ooh, okay. So y'all probably gonna think I'm weird as fuck, but I don't give a fuck. So people probably expect me to be like, oh my god, like, you should want to travel to like Dubai or something. But I don't want to do that. I mean, I would like to go to Dubai, but it's not really like my dream place to travel. I know y'all gonna find this weird, but whatever. So since I was like 10, I've always wanted to go to Canada. I will explain my reasons in a second. And when I was younger, I think it was maybe like the 7th season of Degrassi was on when I was about 10 or 11. That was the first season I've ever seen of Degrassi, was like season 7. And I fell in love with that show ever since when Teen Nick used to be the end. That's when I was younger. So pretty much I've grown up with Degrassi. I've always wanted to go and see the actual set. Now, since this is so sad to say. Now that the show is over and done with, like Degrassi New Class, like it's dead, they're actually selling prop pieces. And I was like, oh my god, can I buy one? Where can I get it? But yes, I actually went on the website. They're selling a couple of like prop pieces and like different Degrassi pieces. And then I discovered that obviously the actual school is just like I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's not obviously at actual school. But yes, I've always wanted to go to Canada to visit Degrassi Street. Okay, I wanted to go on that set and just walk around in the school, and yes, take a couple props, take pictures in front of the school. Like, I've always wanted to go to that school. Let's just be honest. So I would say Canada to visit the Degrassi set. And hey, maybe if I'm in Toronto, since most of them live there, maybe I'll run into one of them. I don't know, but I mean, I would say Canada. Like, I know y'all gonna find that insane, but yeah, Canada for now. That's a place I can think of right now. I'm gonna say Canada. All right, so he asked me another question. What's an irrational fear that you have? An irrational fear. I don't know. I think everything I'm scared of is pretty rational. Like, I don't like clowns because they just ugly, weird as fuck, and just, I ain't fucking with them. What else am I scared of? I mean, I'm scared of bugs because they scary looking. Like, I don't fuck with spiders, like the little daddy long legs. I don't fuck with them. The little weird little cockroaches that be flying and shit. No. What else am I afraid of? So, like, I'm afraid of getting set on fire, and getting stabbed and getting hit by a car. But obviously, I don't think that's irrational. I think that's very rational. I'm trying to think I don't think I have any irrational fears. I don't think so. I feel like they're all pretty rational. So, yeah, I don't know how to answer that. Anyway, next question. For my friend Tori, what did you want to be as a kid? Okay, so I had a period of time where I wanted to be a fashion designer, then I think like a choreographer, maybe. I think that was it. It was like fashion designer and then like a dancer / singer, something like that. I always wanted to be in the entertainment industry since I was about 6 years old, so I think those were the two things. Yeah, it was like a fashion designer, then it was like a cheerleader / dancer / singer. Tori also had like a second question. Did you ever think you'd be interested in making YouTube videos, or is it just like the new thing to do? I mean, I'm gonna say probably for maybe like the last like 5 or 6 years, I've always kind of wanted to try the whole YouTube thing. Even at school, I had different classes where you had to be in front of the camera and then some you had to be behind it, and I actually liked both. So when I would do things in front of the camera, it kind of made me consider like, hey, like maybe I should try YouTube or just making videos, blah, blah. So I feel like, yeah, it's something I've kind of always been interested in, but I've kind of like held back from it. I don't know why. I feel like I am kind of a person that's like a slow pacer sometimes. Like, I'm slow at getting there, but when I get there, like, it's going to be good, if that makes any sense. So I feel like I've definitely wanted to do this for the last couple years, but I've kind of held back because I guess like fear, which is fucked, but like, hey, I'm here now, so fuck it. Okay, now our next question is from Ashley. I actually went to college with her. Shout out to Ashley. What was the most crazy thing that you've seen in college? Oh wow. I feel like I haven't seen them. No, I'm lying. I've seen some crazy shit, but like I feel like it's just like the normal things, like drinking and shit. But like I don't know, like freshman year, I was in a hockey house, and dude was like up the steps. Like, he had to be on like at the top step, and he like tumbled all the way down, and his eyes was closed. Like, dude didn't wake up, and I was like, the fuck? Like, what was he on exactly? That was crazy because I was expecting him to wake up. Like, if someone is tumbling down the steps, obviously they're hurt. You gonna wake up. But like, I don't know, you might wake up, be screaming for Jesus, bleeding, want to hit somebody, need something to eat because you hungry. I don't know. But dude was like sleep. And I was like, why are you asleep? That was crazy. Or, what's another thing I've seen? Oh, okay. So another thing, freshman and sophomore year was probably the craziest. And the most fun I've had in forever. So, I was at, I think this was the rugby house. So, when I was a freshman, the first couple friends I made in college were the rugby team. And a lot of the times I would be invited to their parties. And one of the guys, his name was Nick. I think he was like the assistant coach, and it was his house, and he was like the DJ, and he lived with this guy Mike, who was on the hockey team. And at their house, I forgot who it was. I feel like I know the person, but I forgot like the girl. But like, I saw somebody having sex on the dance floor. I said, hold up, ho. So they was in the corner. I think it started out like slow. Like they was, you know, dancing, dry humping, grinding, whatever. And it was probably like the black people grind, not the white people grind when they be like this and shit. Not that type of grind. Like it was like the black grind when they be all in there type shit. So it started out like that, and then next thing you know, I see a little whoop, loop, whoop, whoop, little unzip and dip, and I'm looking and I'm like, are y'all doing it in the corner? Then I thought about it and I was like, wait a minute. There's a bathroom upstairs and a bathroom like a couple feet away. Now maybe they were full. And maybe, you know, they just didn't feel like going back to her dorm or his dorm. They just was like, whoop, whoop, let me just unzip a little bit. And nobody gonna see because they gonna think we still dancing. I saw that shit. They was fucking. Whatever. That was probably the two most craziest things I've seen in college. I probably seen other shit, but I can't think of it right now. But those things, pretty weird. Pretty crazy. Oh, she asked me another question. What... What alcohol put you down for the first time? Wow. Okay. I don't know actually, because like I was like growing up, I consider myself like a late bloomer when it comes to trying things. Like I wasn't obviously like a drinker like in high school, not like that. I think not really locos, like maybe like raspberries and strawberries. So maybe when I was like 16, I had a little dip there. But I guess in college, the first that like put me down in college probably was 99 Apples, which is why that's probably one of my favorite drinks. I think freshman year, one of my friends in the theater department, she like mixed 99 Apples in another drink, and I was pretty sloshed. I'm not gonna lie. So I would probably say 99 Apples would be the earliest memory of college years. I would say that's probably the first one. And she asked me another question. She said, "What tips would you give freshmen for college?" Oh God. Lord. What tips, man? I can't. How the fuck I'm supposed to give advice to people and I can't even help my fucking self? Tips for freshmen. Okay, so I would say one of the tips is if you need help and your school offers tutoring, go to that bitch. Always go. I feel like it's important, especially if you're like, man, like I'm desperate type shit, like I need help. I would say use all your resources at school. That's one. Number two, I would say if you're considering switching your major, do it now. Don't wait until like junior year, second semester, because you gonna be fucked and probably have to stay there for the next couple years. That shit's dead. No judgment, no shade to anybody who was super seniors in college, who was, you know, who've been in college for like 5-6 years. No shade, no tea. All I'm saying is if you are a person who is trying to get a degree in 4 years, sweetie, please do what I did and switch the second semester of your freshman year. I did mine pretty early because I was in my major for a little bit and I was already seeing things that, you know, I didn't like or agree with or whatever the case is. I switched, got my paperwork done. I was like, I think I was officially switched over by like the first semester of my sophomore year. I would definitely say switch as soon as possible. If you're even thinking about it and considering it, do it as soon as possible. What's another? Another thing is don't be afraid to like just be yourself, because when it comes to finding friends, you will find your group of friends. You don't have to do things and experiment with things if you're not comfortable just to feel like you have to fit in. For example, if you go to a party, there's older kids and they're drinking and they're, you know, smoking weed, whatever, and you know you're not that type of person, do not do that just to feel like, oh, well, I'm fitting in with the crowd. That's not something you have to do. Believe me, you will find your friends on your own, and maybe they're people that are not doing that stuff, you know, just like you. So don't think like you gotta do stuff to be cool, because that shit ain't cool. Like, be yourself. Like, you will find friends that, you know, maybe you find, you know, have similar interests. I would say that's number 3. Damn, I'm out here giving tips. I'm surprised because I'm really bad at advice. No, I'm bad at helping myself. With advice, I'm usually pretty solid, but whatever. What other tips? Whatever tips. Oh, one of the biggest important tips of all time. Ladies, this is especially for you. If you go to a party, ladies, and a man offers you a drink, okay, cool. Walk with him to get it. When you get it, make sure you looking at that bitch while he pouring the drink, and then you, thank you. Another thing is, when you go to the bathroom and you leave your drink don't come back for that bitch. Because I'm telling you now, sis, somebody probably put some in that bitch. I'm not going to say no names, no tea, no shade toward people or like whatever, because I know people be like, oh, that's athletes and frats. It's not always them, but most of the time, yeah, but not always. All I'm saying is that's not the move. So, you know, it's cool if a dude wants to get you a drink, go with him. And if you ever put that drink down, don't come back and drink the same drink. Get a new one. Make it yourself. Because dudes really be out here like playing these fuck ass games. We don't have time for the bullshit. We don't have time for like, no. So ladies, don't do that. Men, of course, but like most of the time it is the ladies who end up in that type of fucked up situation. So I would definitely say, freshmen, open up your eyes, be observant, don't do that fuck shit. And if you see somebody that's a little wobbly, little whoop whoop, had too much to drink, and a dude is trying to like take her upstairs, or you see her with a dude and then he make an eye over at another dude at the table like, oh, come here, break that shit up, because that got to go. Because no, we not no raping and no gang raping, because we don't got the time for it. That happened in my sophomore year. I stopped somebody from getting raped because I was like, excuse me, why you making all googly eyes with dude over there holding the girl? Oh, that's your friend, cute, but why you following him upstairs? And what are you doing, sweetie? She is drunk off her ass. No. What you should do is be a gentleman and go take her to get food and take her back to her dorm and make sure she's safe, and then skirt and then leave. Because my camera died. No, not my camera. I'm dumb as fuck. My light died like when I film for a while. It gets hot as fuck and then it just died, and then I gotta plug it back up. Bullshit, whatever. But anyway, sorry about my rant. But I was just saying, like, that's not the move when it comes to the drinks. So make sure y'all don't do that bullshit, because y'all gonna end up like that girl who was sloshed out of her mind and dudes making googly eyes at each other like, oh, you trying to... No, we're not. But anyway, Ashley asked me another question. She said, what resources did you use when you needed help with the class? I pretty much kind of like answered that when I was giving advice. I would say tutoring, if your school offers that. What other resource did I use when I needed help? Tutoring, or like I would obviously go to the professor if I truly needed help. Like, for example, there was a really hard class that I took, I think my junior year. It was called Communication Research. Oh my God, probably the hardest class I've ever taken in college. And the person that I would go to for help was the teacher, because he literally would be like, hey, like, if you need help, your best resource is me. And it was. Even though I would go to him and still not understand what the fuck was going on, he was the best resource in that case, because he had been teaching communication resource. He had been teaching communication research for like 30-some years at like different schools and shit like that. So he knew his shit. So if sometimes your best resources will be your professors, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's going to be at the library or tutoring center, something like that. That is the stuff that I used. Oh, okay. That was the last question from Ashley. Next question is from Billy. Favorite thing to do and why? I mean, I'm a boring bitch, so like, honestly, I watch Disney Plus. Like, I've been watching Disney Plus probably since it came out, like, every day. I love honestly staying in, watching Disney Plus and just drinking wine. I've really been into that lately, so I would say that's probably a favorite thing to do. Or makeup. I love makeup, love creating new looks, love going out and getting a bunch of fucking glitter, because I'm all for the glitter and just doing different things. I like that. I like to read. I haven't read in a while, but I do like to read, so I would definitely say reading. I don't know, but I don't know what my favorite thing. Those are a couple things that I like to do. My favorite thing, I don't know. Oh, and I like to day drink. That's a good time. Y'all probably like, this bitch is fucking alcoholic. Like, she's just talking about drinking. But no, day drinking is cool. I love just doing, like, going out with my friends or just chilling with my friends and, like, just drinking wine and watching a movie. That's actually really fun, like, especially getting, like, day drunk or just getting wine drunk. It's a good time. So I would say that's probably a couple of my favorite things I like to do. Next question is from Jimily. Popeyes or Chick-fil-A? Now, I haven't tried the Popeyes sandwich yet, so I can't judge based off that. But I'm a Chick-fil-A person. No T, no shade toward Popeyes. I love Popeyes. But I'm a big Chick-fil-A person. Like, I miss school. But honestly, I miss school because it had Chick-fil-A, like, not even a block from my dorm. And yeah, so I would say I'm a Chick-fil-A girl. I don't know, but that's what I would say. This one's from Gabby. This is a lot of questions. She said turn-offs. What do you think about open relationships? How do you feel about college? And the scariest thing I've ever done. Okay, we're gonna start with the turn-ons that I can say on camera, because we don't want to be nasty. We might have some children watching. The turn-ons, just someone who's polite and, like, respectful. Those are very, like, those are huge turn-ons for me. I really like someone who's just, like, a gentleman, very respectful, like, you know, even toward, like, the women in their family. Like, if I see a guy and just the way he treats his mother and just the women in his family, even when he steps up with a child that's not his and it might be like a relative's, like, that's a huge turn on. I love that, especially a man who is really good with children. I love those. I would say those are turn-ons. Yeah, just someone who's just polite and respectful and just sweet and, like, courteous and thinks about other than himself and sometimes put others before him. I really like stuff like that. Turn-offs, someone who a dickhead, obviously, but I'm from Philly, so that's all around. Someone who shows off a lot, especially who, like, acts, like, different, like, with me, and then, like, acts different in front of their friends. That's a big turn off. I'm trying to think of more, because I know there's a lot. Like, if I had a list, it'd probably be, like, 20 different things of this bitch. Like, it'd probably be a lot. But those are a couple of the ones I can think of now. What are my thoughts on open relationships? I don't judge, but I just know that's not for me. But I'm like that with a lot of things. I don't judge people for what they got going on, but that's just not my thing. I'm not for, you know, like, you can date this person, you can have sex with this person, and then, like, your partner, like, can do the same thing. I'm all for one and one. Like, if I'm your one, then let's get this shit moving. Like, why we gotta dib and dab in other pools? Like, if you cool with my pool, my kiddie pool, why you gotta go in the big pool and little dip here, little dip? Like, why we gotta do it? When it comes to dipping in other pools and all that open relationship stuff, I'm not the one for it. But her last question is, what's the scariest thing you've ever done? I feel like that hasn't came yet, but then again, I don't know. The scariest thing I've ever done? The one that I can think of now, and this is an honest answer, I swear, is falling in love. I've fallen in love recently, and it's a good feeling, don't get me wrong, but it's one of the scariest things I've ever done. I've never saw myself falling in love and completely letting my guard down with somebody. That's very, very scary. So I would say that is probably one of the scariest things I've ever done so far. There's probably other things I've done that was very scary to me, maybe not other people, but I can't think of them right now. So I'm gonna move on to the next question. This one's from Don. He said favorite food. That's hard because I love food. Okay, so I really fuck with Bacon Ranch quesadillas from Chili's. Like, that's the move. I really love baked ziti. Anything pasta, like with pasta and cheese, I'm there. So yeah, Italian for sure. Bacon Ranch quesadillas from Chili's. Slit. Trying to think of other stuff. Favorite food. I can think of favorite food, but I love sweets. I'm a huge sweet person. Like, legit, probably like a couple hours ago, I went downstairs and had like some cake from work and warmed it up in the microwave. That's the thing that I like to do. I like to melt the ice in just a little bit and then eat it. So, yeah, that's what I would say. And then next question is from Malcolm. He said cheap date or fancy date. Wow. I've never actually thought cheap date or fancy date. Okay, so if it's like a first date, then like, that's the thing. It doesn't have to be fancy. Like, we don't have to go to like this 5-star restaurant and get dressed up and you don't gotta spend like hundreds of dollars on the bill. Like, I'm not like that. And obviously I don't have the coins. I'm not rich. So I don't know exactly like what he mean by like fancy. I mean cheap. I mean, if he when he said that's the thing. I guess it depends on what you mean by cheap and fancy. Like if you mean like cheap is going to Chili's and getting a little two for like $22. If you mean that's cheap, then hell yeah, I prefer that because let me tell you why. Baked Ranch quesadillas, they have. Oh, they got those margaritas that I like, and they got the little cookie skillet with the little ice cream on top and the hot fudge. And I literally just said I got a sweet tooth. So if you mean cheap as in that, then yeah, cheap date. Like, cause yeah, I love Chili's or like Applebee's. Like they have little $1 drinks or whatever, and some of them are okay. And then they got the what's the thing where it's like half off, half price, whatever appetizers. Oh, they're like huge plates of nachos, so good. And their apple sangria is really good. So I mean, if you mean cheap date as in Applebee's or Chili's, I mean yeah, I would go to there. But if somebody was really like serious about me and actually trying to court me and they had some money, then yeah, I would expect them to take me to a place other than Applebee's or Chili's. Take me somewhere I've never been before. Get me out. Tell me like, hey, put on a pretty dress, and then I'm gonna come get you type shit. Like so, I guess it would depend on the way the relationship is going. It depends on what kind of person it is and stuff like that. And then the next question is, this is the same person from Malcolm. He said, do you think people should expand their minds and see what's out there in the world? Well, I've never had that question. I mean, yeah, I would definitely say expand your mind. I don't know exactly, like, I don't know what, like, specifically he's talking about. Maybe he just means that in general. But I would say, yes, I think people should, get out of their comfort zones more. Like, being in your comfort zone, obviously, you're like that's your comfort spot. Like it's like, yo, look, I'm comfortable. I don't want to go outside my bubble. But sometimes when you do that, I feel like it is the best thing for you depending on the circumstance and what exactly you're doing. But yeah, I would say definitely get out of your comfort zone sometimes. It's good for you. I've done it and it's turned out great most of the time. So yes, I would say yes, do that. Next question is from my friend Kendra. She said 5-year plan. Girl, I don't know why you asked me this question because I don't even know what I'm gonna do tomorrow or what I'm gonna eat tomorrow. So 5-year plan. I had to do this bullshit in college where my professor, I was about to call her this lady, like I don't know the bitch or something. This professor, she made us do like a 5-year plan. It was like a presentation. It was like my senior year. I had to do a project. 5-year plan. I don't have one. Like I don't know. Maybe like in a year or two, maybe I'll be making money off YouTube, and then maybe yeah, of course by then, of course, like I'll have another job, an established job, like a full-time job with benefits and stuff like that, and have graduated from and have a master's degree. That's all I can think of for right now. Next question is from one of my best friends, Gabby. She said, describe your friends. Okay. I'll describe her first. Gabby's very bubbly. Very, very intelligent. Probably one of the smartest people I know. She's hilarious. She's one of the funniest people I know, too. She's a caring person, too. She's very caring. She cares for a lot of people. And she'll definitely go to like the ends of the earth to help anyone. And we've been best friends since 3rd grade, and she's always been like that, which is probably one of the things that I admire about her. I admire a lot about her, but the way she cares for people is really nice to see somebody like that. And very like nurturing and loving. Same thing with actually my other best friend Jessica. Very nurturing and loving and like motherly. Jess is very, very like laid back and very intelligent, very independent. And that's one thing that I admire about her. She's been very independent. She's been like that since we were kids. She kind of had to be, and she kind of taught me a lot when it comes to that, like being independent and just being on your own. Tori's very fun. Tori's like outgoing. If I want to go somewhere and drink, I know if we're both not working, I know I can go with her, and I'm guaranteed to have a good time. Definitely a partier. That's someone that I love to party with because she's a good time. It's really never a dull moment when it comes to Tori. Trying to think of more to say. There's a lot to say about them, but like I don't know like how to describe people. Like the fuck. Kendra is a person I went to college with. Kendra is kind of the same thing as Tori, very outgoing, a partier, guaranteed to have a good time with her. Definitely good at giving me advice. Like I would definitely say that because I've had some rough times in college and stuff now, and she's definitely good at giving me advice. Let me see. Trying to think of more things. How would I describe? I don't know. Like there's other friends. Like JP is another friend. Taylor, Raven. I don't know how to describe people. I don't know. Like they're just cool people. Like we all have similar interests. They're fun. They're loving. Like some are caring. A lot of them are very smart and intelligent. Some have their own way about them. Some people have like good style. You know, when it comes to like fashion and shoes. Some people are, you know, more quiet than others, more laid back. So I don't know. I'll move on to the next question. This is from Felicia. She said, "What's your favorite book or good one you've read recently?" Okay. So, see, if I say what I'm about to say, I might get judged, but I don't really give a fuck. So, I would say my favorite book as of right now, as of today, is After. Not the shitty ass movie that we got. The book series. Lit. But as of late, have I read a good one lately? No, I haven't read a good book lately. I've been slacking. I definitely need to go out and get more books because there's a ton of books that I want to read. Usually the way I operate is like if I see a show or a movie that I like and I find out it's a book, I immediately want to like read to either compare or just like read it for fun. That's what happened when Pretty Little Liars came out. I wanted to read the books. I read like the first 6. I still need to continue to read them. What's that movie? A Simple Favor. That's a book. I want to read that. What's another movie or show? You. That's a book. I didn't know the show You was a book. I have to read that because I know that shit's probably weird as fuck. But yeah, I would say that. She asked me another question. She said, "What would your perfect day off be?" I don't know. If it's like a good movie out, maybe going to go see a movie, or like I said earlier, just chilling in my room watching Disney Plus with some wine, or going out and like drinking wine with my friends and doing something. Like we went to this place called the Candle Studio where you like make a candle and you can like bring your wine and like bring your own shit. That was fun. I don't know what the perfect day off would be. I don't know, maybe like going to a beach and like sitting there and drinking wine coolers or something. Like a 6-pack of like green apple Smirnoff. Just chilling on the beach, but not when it's hot though, because like I feel like I cook in the sun, so I would rather go when like the sun's setting and it's breezy and I can collect shells and shit without my feet burning. I would say that. So yeah, I would say that. And what's your dream job? My dream job, I would say probably like a radio personality, between a radio personality, a YouTuber, or an actress, or all three. One of those. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. What is my dream job? I don't know. I would say one of those 3 or all 3 or somewhere in along those lines, I would say. Next question. Oh, I think this is actually the last couple. It's from Raven. I went to college with Raven. Shout out to Raven. And people who aren't getting shout-outs don't think like that's like shade towards you. It's just like I was randomly giving people shout-outs. Raven said, "What's your favorite quick holiday makeup look?" I don't know if I have one. Like a quick one. Like if you're like me and you like glitter, go for the glitter. I like being extra when it comes to my makeup. Unless I'm having like a casual day, I'll just pop on some eyelashes and some lipstick and good to go. But if you're like me, I would say if you're trying to be a little extra for the holidays, for Christmas, maybe get a little, green glitter or some red glitter and, do something with your eyes. I would say that's probably what I'm going to do. But if you don't like being extra and you're like, nah, I like makeup, but I want to be quick about it, then maybe do what I have on today. Maybe do your face. maybe if you already have long eyelashes, put some mascara on, or if you have lash extensions, that way you don't have to plop on false lashes. And maybe just do like a red lip. I would say that's probably like a quick one. This was pretty quick. This only took me like maybe like 20 minutes to do, and usually obviously if I'm doing a lot with my eyes, it takes longer. So I would say maybe that's a quick one. If you're not somebody that's like me and wants to go all out, I would say just do like a little festive lip and just make sure your eyelashes are good and you're good to go. And you know, your face and eyebrows. And she said, what are your thoughts on females proposing to men? And she said, since that's popular now. I have nothing against it. I always say if you want something, go for it. You know, if that's your man and you like, hey, like, what are we waiting for? I'd say go for it. But for me personally, I know that's not my thing. I would want a man to propose to me. I've always been very traditional when it comes to that certain thing. So I would want a man to propose to me. But I have nothing against females going for what they want. So I say, hey, if it gets the job done, it gets the job done. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. What was I gonna say? Oh, I'm almost at 100 subscribers. Thank God. I feel like it's taken forever because I've been doing this shit, I think, since like May. But we're getting there. Thank you so much, you know, for everybody who's been watching me since the beginning. Please tell your family, your friends, your doctors, your lawyers, the lunch lady at the school, at the Poppy store, the Chinese store. Tell all of them to subscribe, please. And you know, next time I think I might go back to reacting to some old things that I've been watching. I don't know yet, but this was just a video that I wanted to try because I always see Q&As all the time and I've never done it. I want to do something new. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all later. Have a good night.